Hello again, guys. It's your boy Vexed again. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Ultimate Racing League Super Formula Series. This is the main event from round 6. Obviously, the grid has been sorted by the sprint race that you will have probably seen. We got Brian Moncani is on pole. We got Wayne G in second place. Toten is in third place. Danny Bailey is in fourth place. Palmer is in fifth. Mawson is in 6th place, Lasco 7th, Asbo is 8th, Petrol Junkie is in 9th, Graham is 10th, Pickle 11th, Vexed in 12th, and Smurf bringing up the rear in 13th. So without further ado, should we get into it?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
And it is in fact Wednesday, my dudes. Let's get into it. The klaxon sounded, they are off. Who's that in the background getting a move done? I think Lasco managing to get a move done on Mawson. Brian, he's going to have to cover that inside, but he's left it late. Wayne G managing to move through to first place. Danny Bailey second, no, third. Actually, Wayne G, he's managed to retake. He's kept that first place, hasn't he? Brian McCartney is in second place, being pressured by Toten in third. Toten's got the inside for this next turn. I think he's managed to get it past, hasn't he? Yeah, and he has. Managing to slip through past Brian McCartney. Palmer actually trying to get through there as well. Bit of contact there between them two guys, bit of wheel banging. Brian Moncani's managed to retake third position. Palmer's still there on the outside though in fourth. Still trying to get back past him, isn't he? Oh, it looks like he might get a move done there. He's got Danny Bailey to contend with as well. Brian Moncani still currently in third. Palmer fourth. Danny Bailey's there as well. And Mawson trying to go for the move as well. Mawson getting a move done on Danny Bailey. He's moved up to 5th place. Danny Bailey dropping to 6th. We got Palmer, Brian Moncani in 3rd place. Toten, Wayne G on pole or in 1st. So Wayne G, Toten, Brian McCartney, Palmer, Mawson, Danny Bailey. Danny Bailey, has he got an answer for Mawson? He's going to get back past him, isn't he? No, Mawson's got the inside for this one. Danny Bailey trying to stick around the outside. I think Mawson's going to have the inside for the next one too. And he has, he's managed to get back past. He's managed to keep that 5th position momentarily. Lasco looking for the move as well. Danny Bailey, great move there from Lasco late on the brakes. He's managed to get it past him, but Danny Bailey with a switcheroo. That's a great move there from Danny Bailey. He let Lasco pass, but he had the momentum, didn't he? Oh, it's Lasco, he's come back again. Lasco almost going up the inside there. He's going to have to get back into the... there's contact in the background. There's a couple of cars off. We're going to have a look what's going on. So Lasco, Danny Bailey, Vex has moved through Graham Marley, Pickle, Smurf, Asbo, Petrol. I think it must have been Petrol. So where was we? Wayne G. Oh, a safety car. We're in a safety car. So yes, definitely safety car conditions. I think they'll be going again from the start-finish line, giving everybody an opportunity to catch up to the back of the pack. So before the safety car, once the safety car was called, we have Wayne G is currently in 1st place. Brian is in 2nd place. Toten is in 3rd. Palmer 4th. Mawson 5th. Lasco in 6th, Danny Bailey 7th, Vexed 8th, Graham 9th, Pickle 10th, Smurf 11th, Asbo 12th, Petrol 13th. Wayne G heading up the safety car. He'll be setting the pace for the rest of the guys. We haven't actually seen too many safety cars, I don't think, through this series, so kudos to these drivers. I think that's what happened when I think Palmer hit the wall, didn't he? It looked like there was possibly a Ferrari involved in that as well. I'm not sure if Asbo got caught up in that. He's obviously down at the back there with Petrol, so maybe that was what happened. I'm not sure. So we're now approaching the final sector. Well, this is the final sector. That's the final chicane. They'll be coming up to the final turn now. I think they'll be going from the start finish. go on board with Toten for the restart. Well, looks like Palmer actually getting quite a good start there on the restart. Toten losing loads of places. He dropped down to 7th place. Moulton managed to move up to 3rd momentarily. No, he is still there in 3rd place. Oh, as they all get a bit congested, bit of a concertina. I was lucky that no one came a cropper there. Oh, a bit of contact there between Danny Bailey and Moulton. Danny Bailey forcing Moulton out wide slightly. Moulton's still there though, he's on his outside. Oh, Toten coming into the back of Moulton. I think that's given him a bit of a boost to get back past Danny Bailey. So we've got Wayne G currently 1st place. He's being chased down by Brian McCartney. Brian McCartney's looking for the move now, isn't he? I think he's going to get it done into this turn here. Into the hard braking zone, and he has. He's got it past easily. Will Wayne G come back past him though? He may be able to get the switcheroo. No, he's not close enough. I think he's going to stick with Brian though. We have seen how quick Brian could be. He is on the softs. Going to be looking to try and make a getaway. In fact, all the guys here this evening, all very fast. I think the splits during qualifying, when we've had the actual qualifiers, have been like incredibly close. I think all within a second or a second and a half from 1st to 16th. Wayne G, he's still currently with Brian McCartney, possibly looking for the move. Oh, he did look for that move, didn't he, into turn 1, but wasn't quite close enough. Brian shut the door and Wayne had to jump on the brakes so as to not go into the back of Brian. Great reactions there though from Wayne G. Palmer, he's currently in 3rd place. He's being chased out by Moulton and Toten though. Moulton and Toten are having a bit of a ding-dong in the background. I don't know if Toten's going to manage to get past him here. Moulton looking for the move. Oh no, he's tried to move back over and Toten was there. There was a bit of a contact, but nobody really coming off too badly. So we've got Brian McCartney, Wayne G, Palmer. Palmer defending currently to Moulton in 4th place. Toten's behind Moulton in 5th. We've got Danny Bailey in 6th. He's looking for the move on Toten. He looks quite strong, doesn't he? Is he going to get the move done? He's not going to get it done there. Oh, look like someone going a little bit deep. Toten and Moulton almost side by side. Moulton looking for that move past Toten. Oh, Palmer actually losing a place to Toten. Oh, it's all got a little bit messy, hasn't it? Coming into the chicane. Danny Bailey coming off better out of that. He's managed to move through to 5th place. Moulton dropping to 6th. So fantastic battles going on here between these guys. From 3rd to 6th. It looks like Moulton's actually got damage as well, so... And Danny Bailey. So Palmer losing that place out. Losing out that place to Toten. He's dropped to 4th place. We've got Danny Bailey currently in 5th. Oh, he had a bit of a moment there, didn't he? Like he nearly lost the rear, but he managed to catch it. Then we've got Moulton in 6th place. And actually, he's being chased down now by Vexed in 7th. Vexed also being pressured though by Lasco in 8th. Lasco is quite close to him, isn't he? I think Moulton, he saw that Vex was getting a bit closer, so he's managed to open that gap a bit. He's using the slipstream with Danny Bailey. Vex having to use some of that ERS to try and get away from Lasco. Lasco almost running into the back of him there. I think he might get a move done here. He's looking for it, isn't he? Vex managed to keep it ahead though through the S's. Still using that overtake, you can see it flashing. Lasco, he's looking for the move on Vex currently. Closing right up onto the back of him through the final chicane. I think if anywhere, he's probably going to get it down the start finish, isn't he? Looks like Vex may have used up his overtake now. Yeah, Lasco going for the move. Manages to pull out, uses the ZRS. He's got past easily. So Vex dropping to 8th place. Danny Bailey and Mawson having another ding-dong up ahead. Swapping them positions. Danny Bailey still kept hold of that 5th place currently though. Mawson 6th. Lasco 7th. Vex 8th. I think he has definitely used up all that. Oh no, he's still got a tiny bit of overtake left. I think he's going to be trying to keep hold of some of it as they're only on lap 6, 10 minutes into this race. Obviously a 50-minute endurance race, this one. Pickle, he's in 9th. He's trying to chase Vex down in 8th place. He's not too far off the back of him. He hasn't got that much work to do to catch up to him. Looks like Vex has used a bit more of the tyres than Pickle has as well, so that might stand in Pickle's favour. Petrol's managed to move up to 10th place. Asbo's on 11th, so we got our first pit. Brian Moncani, he's gone into the pits, lap 6. In fact, I think maybe there's a bit of rain. I think maybe there's a bit of rain coming in. Maybe that's why Brian's headed to the pits. I think we've also, yeah, Pickle heading in as well. Maybe it's getting a little bit wet out there. We'll have to wait and see. Graham's moved up to 10th place, 9th even, as Brian, Pickle and Smurf's in as well. So Brian, Pickle and Smurf and Petrol. Brian, he's stuck on the intermediates. So maybe he's seen something the rest of them haven't. Maybe he thinks it's going to get a bit wetter out there than it currently is. Be interesting to see if that strategy pays off. We've got Graham. He's now trying to get a move done on Asbo. Looking strong as Graham. Asbo's going to have to cover that inside. He's not covering it though. Graham not quite close enough to get the move done. Still looking. Asbo not going defensive. He's not taking that defensive line. If he's not careful, if Graham gets close enough, he will get up the inside, I'm sure. If he shows them a gap, he will surely take it. Although maybe the conditions on track are starting to get a little bit sketchy. We have seen some of the guys, they've gone in to pit for the intermediates. Oh, it's Graham, he manages to come around the outside. He's trying to go around the outside of Asbo. Is he going to get it done? Oh, and he has! Good move there from Graham. Asbo, he tried to defend it, didn't he? But Graham having the superior momentum around the outside. He must have found some grip there that nobody else has. Oh, it does look like they are starting to kick up a tiny bit of spray. Toten, he's headed into the pits. Asbo's heading in as well. Brian, he's on the inters, and we can see some moisture on track now. So maybe he has got a superior strategy to everyone else. We have seen some of the other guys as well going into the pits for inters. So we've actually got Pickle on full wets. We got Petrol on full wets. Smurf is on inters. Wayne G staying out. He's currently in first place. He's on the softs. You obviously don't think it's wet enough yet. You never know with the weather as well. It maybe stop raining. Perhaps it's just a momentary shower. I think the guys that have already pitted for the wet compound are going to be doing a rain dance. We can see the rain is starting to come down a bit heavier now. Will Wayne G head to the pits? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. We'll stay on board and just see if he does. Looked a little bit sketchy through that final chicane. He's actually stayed out as well, so Wayne, he's decided it's not wet enough yet. Palmer, he's staying out also. He's moved up to second place as Palmer, so cracking race so far from Palmer. Molson diving into the pits. He's obviously decided that it's too wet for him, or maybe he thinks it's going to be turning into a torrential downpour. It might do. Vexed, he's moved up to fourth place. He stayed out. Oh, we had a bit of a moment there on the braking. Danny Bailey's managed to catch up to him. He's currently in fifth place. He stayed out as well, so top 5, top 6 even, choosing not to pit and take on the wet weather compound. Danny Bailey, he's in the slipstream, isn't he? He's looking for that move on Vexed. And in fact, it looks like the sun's coming out. So maybe the guys that have stayed out, they've made the better call. You never know, there could be another weather front coming in. But they currently, it looks like, yeah, it does look like the track is drying up. Graham's currently 6th. Ramon Carney's in 7th, but he's a little way behind him now, and it does look like the track is almost completely drying out. Them intermediates are going to be proving not a great choice at this point for the drivers that have pitted. And we did see, oh yeah, he's definitely missing grip, isn't he, as Brian? I think he's going to be kicking himself at this point. I think he's going to be wishing he stayed out. I think we'll see him pit. I think he'll be going back onto a slick compound. Molson as well, he pitted, didn't he, for the intermediates, currently in 8th place. In fact, no, they've stayed out. They've decided to stay out for another lap. Oh no, Brian Carney is in the pits, so he is in the pits. I did think we'd see him go into the pits, get rid of that wet weather compound. We can see it is dry out there. Toten moved up to 9th. Although, it does look as though he's on a fresh set of medium compound, which will land him with a 5-point penalty. Brian Carney's back out on the mediums. He's in 9th place currently. Trying to make up some of that lost time now. He's going to have to try and make sure that he doesn't use too much of them mediums though, because he will have to go on to the hards, otherwise I'm sure Brian doesn't really like the hards. I know I've seen some of the other guys, they don't mind using the hards. I don't find it too bad a compound, to be fair. On GT7, on Sport, it wasn't really a viable compound. So we've got Asbo. Asbo's currently in 10th. He's out on the intermediates currently. He's chose to stay out on them. I think he's going to be I think he'll be heading to the pit soon though, to get rid of them and maybe take on a slick compound. Although, as I said, there may be more weather heading in. Pickle, he's on the wet, so he's really struggling for grip now as Pickle. Obviously very good in the wet, but when you're in the dry, they just heat up too much and you lose a lot of that grip. I think more akin to a standard road tyre than a racing tyre. Petrol, he's currently in 12th. I think he pitted as well, didn't he? He's changed now for the slick compound. He's on the softs. In fact, he is catching up to Pickle. Is Pickle going to head into the pits? I think Pickle has stayed out. He stayed out on them wets. Oh no, I think maybe he has heading Is he heading into the pits? No, Pickle's just ahead. Oh, he's pulled over. He pulled over for the blue flag, and Petrol's managed to go through. He's managed to snag that position. That was unlucky there for Pickle. Smurf, he stayed out on the intermediates. Oh, big moment there from Smurf. Currently 13th. I think he's going to be choosing to get rid of them tyres soon. So we've got Wayne G currently in first place. He's still on softs. Palmer, second place on the softs. And is he actually? Oh, I thought he was on the back of Wayne G there, but it was Pickle he was coming up to. Mawson's dived into the pits. He's going to be getting rid of them intermediates. Palmer's still currently on the softs. He'll be pitting soon, I'm sure. Lasco, he's up to third. He's still on the softs. Vex currently up to fourth place. So at this point, looking like Vex has had a good call on strategy at the moment. As I say that, he has a moment. He's gone onto the gravel. He's going to lose that position to Danny Bailey. Danny Bailey moving to fourth place quite easily. We saw Vex smoking them tyres on the re-entry. Smurf actually managing to unlap himself again. Or at least he's trying to, isn't he? He's got past Vexed. Although he's going to be getting blue flagged again as he heads into the pits. Oh, Danny Bailey. Danny Bailey's gone in, so Vex going for the overcut on Danny Bailey, retaining that fourth place. Oh, as he has a huge moment, under braking into turn one. He didn't want to do that. Managing to keep it on the track though, he managed to save it. That was a great save there from Vex, to be fair. Did look like he was going to go spinning all over the place. Graham up to fifth. So he was another one, wasn't he, that decided to stay out. He braved the first weather front and it paid off for him. Currently up to fifth place. He's going to be feeling it on them one soft compound, but he's putting a brave face on the moment. He does look quite settled, doesn't he? Looks quite confident, so not under any pressure either. Toting quite a few seconds behind him at the moment. I think it could all change though. It does look like it is starting to get a bit greyer out there again. As I said, there may be another weather front moving in. The drivers did get a heads up that the rain would get progressively wetter. Seemingly, they've only had a shower currently, but I think the weathermen are expecting another weather front to move in. So Toten, he's up to sixth. He's on a bit of a charge, isn't he? Just set a purple sector. Pickle's going to be getting blue flagged. Not really anywhere he can get out of the way at the moment. There he goes, moved out of the way, let Toten through. Toten was on a purple lap, wasn't he? Brian with a current fastest lap of 1:36.1. Toten, he actually did a 1:36.193, so Brian Moncani, he's actually putting a faster lap for 1:35.3. Nearly a 1 minute 34. So Toten's currently back out on the mediums. Brian Moncani, he's not too far behind him, is he? In 7th place. Also on the mediums. Setting them fastest laps as well, so definitely on a charge. Oh, Pickle, that's unlucky Pickle. I think Pickle trying to get out of the way of Brian Moncani. He's actually ditched it. That was unlucky there from Pickle. Oh, as he has to get out of the way of Danny Bailey as well. Not having a great race here this evening is Pickle. Oh, Danny Bailey having a moment. Pickle's going to get back through. I think Danny Bailey possibly with a momentary lapse of concentration. Palmer, he's actually taken up the lead of the race. Lasco, second place. Winnie G currently third, but he's in the pits. Mawson, he's behind Danny Bailey. Danny Bailey was in 8th. Mawson is in 9th. Quite a bit of a gap between him. Oh, bit of a twitch there from Mawson. I think he's also trying to make up for lost time, but it does look like there's moisture approaching again. There's definitely moisture in the air, isn't there? I think it is going to start. I think they did say there was going to be another weather front moving in. 25 minutes into this race, we're just over halfway. Petrol Junkie, he's up to 10th place, trying to chase Mawson down, but there's quite a sizable gap now. Asbo, he's in 11th. Still on the intermediates. So he may have lost a little bit of time, but maybe that is a good strategy there from Asbo. Because when it does start raining, them intermediates possibly will come into play. Although I think, well, they're looking a little bit worn now, aren't they? Pickles, he's down to 12th, but he did pit again. He took on the medium compound. He's trying to make up for lost time. He's had some unlucky moments this evening, and we have seen him just have another one. That's unlucky, Pickle. Smurf, 13. He's actually on the back of Pickle though. He's not too far behind him. Maybe Smurf's going to be able to challenge Pickle for that 12th place. He's seen him, hasn't he? He's using the ERS. He's trying to get onto the back of him. We haven't really seen a lot of Smurf, have we, this series? But he said he's had a really good season. He's enjoyed it, and I think he's actually gone and bought a wheel again, so I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Smurf. I think he's going to be doing a BTCC on a Sunday as well, so nice to have him back. So Palmer still currently in first place. He's having a great race, isn't he? Oh, he's actually peeled into the pit, so he's going to be getting rid of them softs now. Lasco, is he going to stay out? So I think Lasco favouring track position. He stayed out. He's going to take up the lead of the race. Lasco moving into first place. It is getting quite dark out there, isn't it? I can't see anyone with their umbrellas out yet. Does look like there is definitely moisture on the track now. Lasco choosing to, well, favouring track position, staying out on them very worn softs. He's doing alright so far though, isn't he? It's definitely very foggy on track now. Visibility at a premium. Toten, he's moved up to second. So managing to fight his way back through the pack after that pit. I can't remember, I think he went on to a wet compound, didn't he, and possibly pitted again earlier than some of the others for the mediums. Brian Carney, he's been on a charge. I think he made a slight error in strategy early on in the race. That was maybe a bad call from his mechanics to pull him in and put him on the intermediate, sorry, but They called him back in a lap or two later, and he's now on the mediums. He's managed to make his way back through up to third place. Not too far off the back of Toten, so all is not lost. Wayne G, he's back up to fourth. He didn't pit, did he? He stayed out on the mediums, on the soft, sorry. He's now on the mediums. So obviously having a very long stint on the softs. And Palmer as well, he took up the race momentarily, didn't he? He was the leader of the race, he's pitted for the mediums. Lasco is currently the race leader, but he is going to drop down the order when he goes into the pits. I think it will be very soon. We did see he was on very worn softs. Danny Bailey, 6th place. Veg's not too far behind him in 7th. He's trying to use the last of the overtake ERS that he's got to get onto the back of Danny Bailey, maybe challenge him for that 6th position. He's on very fresh mediums. In fact, no, that isn't Danny Bailey ahead of him, it's Pickles. So I think Veg's trying to get in that slipstream and maybe try and get onto the back of some of the other guys. Although I think they are a little bit up the road now. Mawson's in 8th. He pitted, didn't he? He took on the intermediates. Maybe a bad call. Currently in 8th. Petrol, he's made his way back up to 9th. Oh, he has a bit of a moment. Oh, and another one, bit of a slide. Maybe he's used up a bit more of them softs earlier than he wanted to, although it does look like there is moisture on track now. Not showing in the moisture indicator on the left there, left of the tyre indicator, but Graham, he's in 10th currently. He had a nice battle earlier, didn't he, with Asbo, I think it was. And yeah, we can see the moisture now. Moisture is on the moisture indicator, so the track is starting to get wetter. I did say we could have another weather front coming in. I think it is definitely here now. Oh, Asbo having a moment. He's getting lapped by Graham. So Asbo's in 13th place. He's just been lapped by Graham. So Graham, he's having a decent race, isn't he? He'd moved up to 5th place. He was on a bit of a charge earlier, obviously pitting and moving down the order to 5th, but it does look like they may have to pit for wet weather tyres soon. Pickle, up to 11th. He made an early call, didn't he, and pitted for the wet tyres. Didn't pay off for him, and currently in 11th. You can see him there trying to stick with Vex, stay in his slipstream. Smurf in 12th, just moving over there for Petrol. Petrol moving through quite easily. So it looks like Smurf is now starting to struggle a little bit as the track conditions get worse. It looks like a lot of people who are on the slick compound now deciding to swap them. Asbo still on them intermediates. I know he's on a fresh set of intermediates, so good call there from Asbo. I think he went on them early, and we can definitely see the rain starting to come down now. Yeah, we see a lot of people starting to dive into the pits. So Asbo, he might be able to make up some time. He might be able to gain some places as people start to pit. He pitted early, didn't he, for the intermediate, so that might pay off for him. I think he is starting to catch up to Smurf. Yeah, Smurf's on the racing mediums. He's going to be definitely feeling the lack of grip. Asbo starting to catch him quite easily. Oh no, Asbo having a moment. He's in the gravel. That momentum is now lost. Smurf is not in trouble for another lap or two. I think he'll be heading to the pits though. I think a lot of these guys... Oh, Wayne G choosing to stay out. I think he'll definitely be pitting this lap, won't he? As he comes through the final sector. Or comes into the final sector. Oh yeah, big moment there. He's gone off the gravel as well. I think a lot of people find that gravel trap here today. It's probably a good thing it's there. I mean, you can see there's a lot of tyre marks where people have gone a bit deep through that turn. Maybe getting a bit eager on the power. Oh, it is definitely wet conditions out there now, isn't it? Wayne G looking like he is possibly struggling on the mediums. Is he going to get the car stopped? He has got it stopped. He's managing to get through the chicane. He's absolutely tiptoeing around the track now. He'll definitely be heading into the pits, I'm sure. We have got a yellow flag. I think somebody's definitely off. Without a shadow of a doubt, we've got Lasco in second place. He's on the wets. He's actually pitted early, so good call there from Lasco. He's not going to be having a pit now. Toten, he's in third place, or he's moved up to third place. He's managed to get past Palmer. I think Palmer was in third place, wasn't he? And on the intermediates, oh no, Palmer having a bit of a moment out of the chicane, finding the grass. He's staying out though, isn't he? Staying out on them intermediates. He's trying to make him work. Oh, he's into the barrier. That's unlucky, Palmer. Oh, Brian Moncarney nearly going into him there as well. Brian Moncarney's on the intermediates currently. Currently up to fourth place. He's managing to make him work. He's managed to get him switched on quite early. Is he going to get it stopped into turn one? Yeah, that was good there. That was decent from Brian. Everyone now tiptoeing around the track. I think the conditions are definitely getting worse. I think it's going to turn into a full wet race soon. Palmer's in fifth. I think that was Danny Bailey we saw go flying in the background. There he is. Danny Bailey rejoining the track. He's got a tiny bit of damage to that front wing, but he's not going to let it slow him down, I'm sure. Possibly a little bit late on the brakes there into turn one. Got Vexed on the intermediates. Might have been a bad call from Vexed, although, well, I can actually tell you, I forgot to buy the wets, and yeah, this is how it ended up. I had to try and take the intermediates to the end of the race because obviously I couldn't choose the wets as having not bought them. I thought I had, but there you go, sometimes it happens. Mawson, he's dived into the pits. I think he's going to be getting rid of them intermediates now. He'll be going on to full wets, I'm sure. Yeah, it does look like he's got the full wets out. Graham, he's on intermediates. Is he going to be going in? He's going to stay out on the intermediates, so brave driving there from Graham. He's moved up to 9th place. I think he's going to get past Mawson. Or is Mawson out already? I think Mawson might be out already. Yeah, Mawson, he's obviously back out on track. Graham having a moment there. He's off onto the grass. He's got a little bit of damage there to the front wing and his front wheel, but that will disappear shortly. We haven't got full damage on in these races. Obviously, GT Sport not opting for obviously full physical damage as well. You get sort of visual, and as you can see from the indicator there, you get some kind of damage. You can set it so you have to pit and repair the damage, but it kind of slows you down enough anyway. And as you can see, these guys are they're struggling to keep it on the track as it is, so I think everybody going to be cursing the rain gods for this race. But I can in fact tell you that Suzuka, which is the next race that will be coming up, is going to start fully wet and then get progressively drier. So just a heads up for everyone. Asbo. Oh no, Asbo, he's had a moment. He spun it. The back end just went on him and he was a passenger from then on. Not quite managing to rejoin the track just yet. I imagine he will probably go on for the for the wets. The intermediate's obviously not working right now. Oh, Pickles. So Pickles probably stayed out longer than he wanted to on the mediums. I think that's cost him. He's all the way down in 20th place. He's down in 20th. He's in 12th. And where is 13th? So we've actually lost someone. I think Petrol's retired from the race. So Lasco, he's currently in first place. He's on the wet compound. I think he decided to have an early pit for the wets. He strung them soss out for as long as he can and went straight onto the wets, and it's paid off for him. He's currently in first place. Who's that ahead of him? So I think that's Palmer, just ahead of him. Palmer's obviously currently in... Oh no, it's Smurf, sorry. Smurf, currently in 10th. And yeah, the conditions on track are definitely treacherous now, to say the least. But some brilliant displays of driving from these guys to be able to keep it on track. Obviously we've seen some mishaps from some of the guys, but it's to be expected in these conditions, in these cars. Not an easy task, as we see Brian. I think Brian has finally decided he wants to get rid of them intermediates and take the wets on. So Lasco looking like he's onto a winner currently. Only 40 minutes into this race, we've got 10 minutes left, so looking like the weather's in for the remainder of the race. Toten currently in second place. Trying to chase down Lasco now. He's got Smurf just ahead of him. Smurf moving over to let him through. Oh, Toten having a bit of a moment there under acceleration. I think everybody's going to be toggling their traction during this race. Try and get the most out of the car. Obviously with traction off, you just have to look at the accelerator and you're into a wall. In these conditions, obviously in dry conditions, running traction off isn't so bad. In fact, it's definitely better. Wayne G currently in third place, trying to get onto the back of Toten. Don't think Toten's too far. Oh no, he's a little bit up the road, isn't he? Wayne G, he's on the wets as well. Little bit of work to do to catch up to the top two, but you never know, maybe the top two will go for them tyres quicker and have to pit for a fresh set of wets. Brian McCartney just managing to get a move done there on Danny Bailey, I think. Oh, Danny Bailey, what happened to Danny Bailey? I think Danny Bailey having another moment. Brian's managed to move through quite easily. He's just up the road. So Danny Bailey having a bit of a moment. I'm not sure what happened. We didn't see it. He must have had a spin or something, mustn't he? Or gone deep again. We did see him go deep into he went very deep, didn't he, into turn one. Managing to regain control and keep it on track, but looking like he's a little bit on the back foot. He's currently in 5th place, so he's going to be wanting to hold on to that. Some decent points there. Top 5 finish as well. Not to be scoffed at. He's got Mawson to contend with though, isn't he? Mawson, he started to creep up onto the back of him. Mawson dropping down the order slightly, but now he's back on the wets. He's definitely making ground. He's got Palmer not too far behind him though, so... Oh, is Danny Bailey having a huge moment up ahead? Is Mawson going to get through? I'm not sure. That was a great save there from Danny though, to keep it, well, to not spin completely and manage to keep going, not lose that gap to Mawson. Mawson's still a little bit off him. He's going to be within slip range though now, isn't he, Mawson? He's looking for that move now. Mawson, he's trying to set it up. He's going to go down the inside here. Yeah, Danny Bailey, not really. Oh, he's still ahead though. He's still ahead. Danny Bailey's still ahead. He's going to have the inside for the S's. Mawson having to just slot back in behind him. Oh, a bit of a twitch there from Mawson as well. Oh no, huge twitch, he's lost it. No, he's kept it. That was a great save there from Mawson. Oh, someone in the background, I think it's Palmer. Palmer having a bit of sightseeing. He didn't go for that meeting with Barry though. He definitely didn't see him, he didn't go for a hug. He's managed to keep that car going. That was a great save there from Palmer. He could have been into the barrier, that could have been game over. And Palmer currently in 7th place. Vexed, he's currently in 8th, but it looks like he's starting to struggle them intermediates. Oh, he has a huge moment. He's going all sorts of dancing, managing to not go into the barrier though. He's going to keep it going. He's definitely going to have lost a lot of time though, hasn't he, to the cars ahead. That's unlucky there from Vexed. I think he'll definitely make sure he's got the wets for next week's race. Graham's actually catching up to the back of him, so Vex looking like he's going to lose that 8th place to Graham. 5 minutes, well, just under 5 minutes left of this race. And what a great race it's been. Oh, Graham with a huge moment in the background there. It looked like he was going to completely lose it, but he's kept it. As he has to move over anyway for Wayne G. Oh, Vexed into the barrier. Graham's going to get back past him, isn't he? Or he's going to get past him. Or is Vex going to stay ahead? Vex managing to rejoin. He's managed to stay ahead of Graham momentarily. Graham all over the back of him now, almost going into the back of him. Graham getting past easily. He's still got some overtake. I think he used a tiny bit and managed to use the grip advantage of them wets over the intermediates and got past Vex easily. Vex dropping to 9th place now. So Graham, he's moved up to 8th. Vex still struggling along in 9th on them intermediates. Definitely a bad call from his mechanics to not buy the bloody wets and letting him struggle around on them intermediates. He's losing so much time now. Oh, as he has a huge moment coming across the start-finish line. Smurf, he's actually been sensible. He's on the wets. He's up to 10th. So that'll be a decent finish for Smurf to finish in 10th place. Be some nice points as well. Top 10 is always good. Pickle, he's in 11th. Asbo, looks like Asbo having, I think he's had a bit of an engine failure, now engine malfunction. Something wrong with the ECU. Same thing played Leclerc at Bahrain, so he's had to retire the car. Toten, he's moved up to 1st place now. This will do well for his championship efforts, won't it? I know it is very close at the top. We will get a rundown at the end of this race. Toten currently in 1st place. So just past the 48-minute mark of this race, we will have a quick rundown through the pack. So we've got Toten is in 1st currently. We've got Lasco in 2nd place. Wayne G is in 3rd place. Brian McCartney's in 4th currently. Mawson is in 5th. Palmer is 6th. Danny Bailey is in 7th. Graham, he's in 8th. Vexed is in 9th. Smurf is 10th. Pickle 11th. And Asbo's retired. So I think crucially, even though Toten's won this race, he's going to pick up that point, that 5-second penalty, that 5-point penalty, sorry. So I think that is going to make it definitely very close coming into the final 2 rounds. Only 2 rounds to go after this one. This being round 6, we've got round 7 and then in round 8. Some of these guys are going to be coming up to finish their final lap. I think some of the guys aren't going to manage to get through and do another lap. As we are at the 50-minute mark now. So your race leader Toten, he's managed to get through and complete another lap. I think Lasco, is he going to get through and do another lap? So Lasco finishing in 2nd place. Wayne G, he's going to finish in 3rd. Brian Carney, Brian McCartney looking like he's going to bring it home in 4th place. Why is he slowing down? I'm not sure what he's slowing down for. I think he was just trying to make sure he didn't have to do another lap, possibly. He's brought it home in 4th. Molson, 5th place. Palmer, 6th. So Graham, he's going to bring it home in 8th place. We'll have a quick rundown anyway. We'll stay on board with Toten for just a second as he finishes up his final lap. Well, as you can see, the conditions are horrendous out there. Palmer having a tiny bit of a moment there through the final turn. He's going to bring it in 6th place. And here's your race leader, Toten, taking the checkered flag. He's won that one, hasn't he, Toten? So we've got Toten 1st place, we've got Lasco 2nd place, Wayne G is in 3rd, Brian McCartney finished 4th. Mawson was 5th, Palmer 6th, Danny Bailey 7th, Graham was 8th, Vex was 9th, Smurf was 10th, Pickle 11th. In fact, a little Asbo, he's actually back out on track, so Asbo, he's going to bring it home in 12th place. Well, that was the main event, guys. That was the endurance race. I hope you enjoyed that one. We will have a quick rundown through the grid. Well, not through the grid, sorry, through the standings. So Toten is currently in 1st place. He's on 131 points. Brian Carney, very, very close behind him. He's hot on his heels with 129. Wayne G, he's also up there in 3rd place with 103 points. Molson not too far behind Wayne G with 90. We got Lasco in 5th with 88. Danny Bailey is 6th with 81. Palmer 7th with 69. Vexed is 8th with 63. Petrol is 9th with 61. We got Pickle in 10th place with 58. Graham is 11th with 49. Asbo is 12th with 39. We got Smoky Tom 13th. No, sorry, Graham had 54 points, Asbo has 49, Smoky Tom has 39, Smurf is in 14th with 31, Chand is in 15th with 18, Hodgie 16th with 17, Blue Blazer 17th with 9, and Sam is in 18th with 3 points. Anyway, as I say, guys, that was the endurance race. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'm sure you'll be back for the next ones, as it is getting very, very, very close now. And we've only got 2 rounds left. We've got Suzuka, which will just be standard qualifying, and then the endurance race, so you won't get a sprint race for that one. And then the final being at Yamagiwa Miyabi, Kyoto Driving Park, sorry, not Tokyo. That one is going to have a sprint race. So yeah, anyway, I will see you back for the next one in round 7. I've been your boy Vex. Good night.